survival mode because of the injuries? You've been close in a lot of these games, and it hasn't worked out. What was the difference tonight in finishing the job?
I mean, obviously our lineups are changing. We changed our lineup in the second half. I don't think it was a mentality, honestly, whether we're patching stuff together or not. And I challenged the guys coming out of that, LA two-game swing about establishing our edge. The physicality we needed, one-on-one defense. If we're switching, whatever it is, we didn't have that in the first half. I think, we fouled a little bit too much. Much better job with our, physicality without fouling in that second half. But challenge the guys, how are you going to embrace the adversity? We're not going to come up with some new recipe. It's just finding that edge. Let's just focus on going out there, communicating, dialing into the game plan, and playing fast. And I thought that was the case in the second half. I mean, so many different guys stepped up. Really impressed with Ziaire's play tonight. D-Rod, Jitty. I mean, Jitty started the second half with a strip steal for a layup, and we talked about on-ball pressure all night. And that set a tone for us in that second half. And even when we cut the lead, and they even grew it to 19, the guys' spirits were good. They knew that we could break through if we just kept staying consistent with the edge. Big-time play for Jaren. One-on-one situations, attacking, getting to the free throw line. Dez, obviously, another great game, but so many guys, especially off the bench, just making an impact, when we went on that run. So a lot of the guys that were coming off the bench for us.
You talked about the first half. I think the frustrations you could see them in the first half, and you seemed pretty animated about the defense. When was the moment when it kind of clicked and that mentality kind of took over?
Well, I mean, I think it was the first play of the third quarter. We watched the film at halftime. Jitty picks up full court, strips, we get a layup. Thought our, physicality and one-on-one situations started to improve, but our rotations were a little step late. So as the third quarter went on, we finally kind of broke free and built that, run even down 7 to start the fourth quarter, I think it was. But our guys know what we've been talking about the last couple of days, what we know our MO's got to be. It's just taking time to commit to it for 48 minutes. And I said at the end of the game, I was like, are we going to wait till halftime? Or are we going to wait till some speech or anything like this? Like, these are all the things that we know we're fully capable of. It's everyone's responsibility to do that. And different guys did it, throughout that second half, whether it was offensive physicality, defensive physicality. I just said, just focus. Don't worry about the fouls and the free throws. Just lock in on just what our edge has got to be and what our style of play has got to be in the second half, and they did it.
Zaire runs into the locker room, and you can hear everybody kind of just erupt all in one, barking, everything. What does having a game like this do for him, moving forward?
I think the biggest thing is just, a confidence booster for him. I mean, obviously, as we've been juggling a lot of things, he was starting, then he was out of the rotation, then he's coming off the bench because I think, he was hurt. To have a game like that, I think it was obviously he played well offensively, knocked down a big shot there in that fourth quarter, big three. Stepped up on the 2 technical free throws and knocked those down. Those were big for us. But his defensive activity, knowing over/under guys, game plan discipline. He had a level of physicality, just activity with his size and his length. I thought that was a big reason why he had a great game tonight. I'm trying to see here. I mean, ends up with 7 rebounds. I started putting the ball in his hands at different times, knowing that they were trying to really blitz and double team Dez, and then he made great reads. I think he had a great one late in the fourth quarter too. Santi ends up with a bucket. We were searching for what combinations worked, and I thought he did a great job just settling into a groove. Hopefully it's a confidence booster for him.
I was going to ask you, it was a 19-point lead when you lose Jaren, early fouls, Bismack, and you still able to keep it fairly close. Got just the job that you guys did with those 2 big leagues on the bench.
Yeah, it was huge. I thought Santi was great for us tonight, plus 19, 10 rebounds. We were struggling rebounding there, and they would make us pay, their second chance. I mean, they had 21 second chance points, so we definitely struggled there. But, whether, Dez was in foul trouble, Zaire, D-Rod, Jitty step up. Derek even stepped up, coming in. And then, when, JJ's in foul trouble, Biz is in foul trouble, Junior had some good minutes there, but Santi especially. I think we played small a little bit there. We just kind of had to figure it out. So as I always tell these guys, doesn't matter who's in the game, are we going to play with that edge and that pace of play on the offensive side? Anybody can play in those spots.
Given the situation that you're facing, is there any thought at all, knowing that Ja's going to come back 25 games in, that these wins at this point of the season, every one of them matters, maybe even more so than your standard regular season?
I mean, I don't want to be projecting out to game 25, game 26. We're so in it right now. Our guys are so locked in day to day, which is great. We try to put the past behind us. Don't even think about the future. Focus on what our work day is, what's staring us right in the face. And tonight's a great example of that. If you're thinking about what the future holds and, God, we desperately got to get this, you could tighten up and put 2 extra pressure on the defensive possession or the shot that you got to take. Our guys just focus on, hey, we're down 19. We know what we've got to do. Coach is yelling it, we're yelling it. We got to break through. Somebody's got to spark us. And it was a multitude of guys that sparked us there in that second half. So live in the moment. That's what these guys got to do right now. They got to embrace it. Kudos to them. Tomorrow I said, hey, we're playing with a great team. Let's fast forward, learn from this one, and then how we're going to set a tone, at home against one of the best teams in the game. Great. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.